Hey guys, so those of you that don't know, that didn't see my community post a while ago, I am writing a story, a book on an app called Wattpad. Now, I will show you right now what that app looks like. Just in case you are interested in downloading the app, it does make it easier to read stories on there because if you're signed up, you can comment on the stories, you can comment on sections of the stories, you can save stories to your library so that, you know, they're there so you don't have to keep searching for them every single time you want to read them. And you can also follow authors so that you know every time they upload a chapter. So right now I am on chapter 11. I just finished chapter 10, I think 2 days ago or yesterday, which I've pre-filmed this. I'm pre-filming a lot, like block filming in like a few in a day because of my daughter's virtual school. She is in my film spot for 5 days a week doing school. So it's easier for me to film on the weekends and after she's done school, but mostly on the weekends. And I kind of have to film several in one day to have a week's worth. But anyways, getting back to my story. Yeah. So, and I also have an Instagram for my story where I share quotes from the chapters, and there's pictures of what the characters look like, of authors that I kind of based these characters off of. But yeah, I will provide the link to my story, the name to my Instagram for my story, and everything in the description box down below, as well as, again, the name of this app so you know if you want to download the app. Like I said, it does make it easier to read the stories because then you can add them to your library, you can follow authors, and you can find the stories a lot easier and know when authors update. There's a bunch of stories on there. So if you don't just want to read mine, or if you don't even want to read mine at all, there's a whole wide range of selections of stories on there from a bunch of different authors. Now, there are stories that you do have to pay for, which I don't read those, but there are a lot of free ones. You just kind of have to search for them. But yeah, anyways, let's get into this. Now, I cannot read my story on my channel. I have been asked, oh, can you do like videos where you read chapters from your stories? Now, I will probably get demonetized if I try to do that. This story has a lot of foul language. It has some mature content and triggering scenes and stuff like that. So if you do have trigger warnings, like if you do have triggers from like domestic violence, rape, any of that kind of stuff, I suggest not reading my story. And if you aren't really a fan of bad language, I wouldn't read it either. But it is a story about it is about a girl who is not very well off in life right now. She's having a lot of trouble. Her past is awful. And she meets a werewolf who is 30 years old and has not found his mate. So, and it is a love story. So that's all I'm kind of gonna say about it because I don't want to give anything away if you are planning on reading it. But I will post a few screenshots of my profile, the story, and the story description right now, just so you can see and read all that. Just make sure you pause it if you want to read the little description. But yes, now it does have a lot of backstory, a lot of character development. So it starts out not like a lot of stories where they get right into the romance, but it starts out with a lot of back history, and it's starting to get good now. Not that it isn't good in the beginning, but I feel like sometimes when you're not writing like the romance stuff, it gets a little boring writing it. Not reading it, but writing it. So I did get stuck a few times on what to write but sometimes I just hit like a spurt and it just flows. And so I did do these last 2 chapters in I think 4 days. And I have started on chapter 11. So stay tuned for that. If you are in the middle of reading my story and you are up to date, I don't know when 11 will be out, but I am currently writing it. I have about a half a page done so far, and my chapters usually are from anywhere from like 6 to 9 pages. So it's coming along. But yeah, I just really wanted to share this with you guys. I know not everybody sees the community post, so I wanted to do an actual video on it. So if you're interested in reading it, make sure you check it out. I will provide the link, the Wattpad, like the link to the actual story, just in case you're not interested in downloading the app or any of that. You can still read it and not have the app downloaded. But I would suggest downloading the app if you are planning on keeping up to date with it, or if you want to read any other stories that are on there. So yeah, that's kind of all I have to say about that. If you have any questions or comments, make sure to let me know. Also, okay, so some people are confused about this who are new to Wattpad. To leave a comment on a specific like paragraph, you actually, all you need to do is just highlight the paragraph, and then it will say, there'll be options up at the top after you highlight it, and there's one that says comment. So you can actually comment on sections, little sections of the story, and it makes it nice just to have your feedback on specific sections. If you just want to like laugh at it or want to be like, wow, I can relate, those type of things. Or if you have any like constructive criticism, like, oh, that word's spelled wrong, or that doesn't sound right, or can you add more detail, that kind of thing. I do love feedback. I love comments, and I love when my readers engage. So yeah, if you do end up downloading Wattpad, make sure that you're leaving comments and stuff so that I know you're enjoying it, or so I know what things you want to see, that kind of stuff. And I do have questions for commentary at the end of each chapter where you can ask questions or give your feedback about the whole entire chapter, or tell me what you think is going to happen next, that type of thing. So yeah, that's basically all I have to say about this. Like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments down below. I have been working really hard on this story, so if you're interested in like supernatural stuff, werewolves, love stories, any of that, make sure you check it out. Like I said, there are trigger warnings, so be cautious of that. If you're sensitive to that type of material, and it does list under my story what type of trigger warnings there are. So if you are sensitive to any of that, I would suggest not reading it. But yeah, that's all. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. Thank you for watching and have an awesome day. Bye.